I'm going to share with you how I learned to love myself. Hi, my name is Arica Angelo, and I've been a dating and relationship expert for 14 years. And let me tell you, there's a lot of talk about self love. There's very little talk on how you actually do that. And so I want to break it down for you. I want to share my own experience, my own story, and hopefully you will see yourself in that and you'll go, okay, if she can do it, I can do it. And that's the reality, is that you can. Because here's the thing, whether you're single, whether you're in a relationship, people can love us to the moon. But if we're not able to receive that love, respond to that love, if we're not able to give ourselves that love, man, it becomes difficult. It really becomes challenging in life when we're unable to love ourselves. It makes for a very hard life. Because when we don't love ourselves, the thoughts that we say to ourselves are horrific. They're terrible. They're speaking words of death over ourselves. Now, if you're new to my work, I really encourage you I have a new free connection meditation that I want you to get, because this is really going to support you and assist you in your journey of self-love. And what you're going to do is you're going to listen to it every morning when you wake up, and you're going to listen to it every night before you go to sleep. And you're going to listen to my words over and over of me speaking life into you, opening your heart to be able to receive love, creating a calm and a peace. So I want you to get that. And then with that, I'm going to send you some challenges to help support you so that you can put this to practice, put it to work in your life. So I don't know about you, and tell me if you can relate. And then you can always tell me in the comment section. But when I went on my journey with self-love, I was doing it with an ulterior motive. I think inherently I knew that if I couldn't give this to myself, nobody else could. And I know that there are other experts out there who disagree with that, and they say, no, you need to let people love you, and that can still happen even if you don't love yourself. And there's an element of truth to that, and I don't disagree with that. But what I do know, and from my own experience, is despite how much those people tried to love you, despite how much they tried to speak truth into your life about who you really are, your greatness, your destiny, your beauty, your power, your strength, your capabilities, despite what they say, when you don't love yourself and you refuse to love yourself, it becomes very hard ground for those seeds to be planted in. So that's the reality of it, is people can come and they can water you and they can pour seeds of love inside of you. But if that ground is hard and you're not tilling it, you're not working at it, then it becomes a very hard journey. So how did I start to love myself? Well, I came in definitely with an ulterior motive of, I was like going to rework the system. I was going to hijack it. I was going to biohack it, which was, if I love myself, then that will bring in a loving partner for me. So, well, shit, might as well love myself so I can get that partner, which is silly in itself, because that comes from a place of feeling a void and a sense of lack. And it's like, oh yeah, if I do this, then I'll get this. And it's like, well, you just missed it right there. If you do this, then that actually feels good. And that experience of safety and love and wanting that you're hoping someone else will give to you. Well, the thing is, if you love yourself, then you actually give that to yourself. And so it fills the void that you're trying to fill with someone else. Not saying that having someone love you is I don't think it's a byproduct. I think it's everything. I think it's part of it. I think that loving ourselves is part of the equation. But to have someone else love us, man, that's beautiful. That's powerful, and that's sweet. And both are needed, both. So I thought I would hijack the system and just go, okay, like if I just start loving myself, then I'll bring in a partner. And what that looked like was, sometimes signing up for the wrong relationships and having those wrong relationships expose how much I didn't love myself, how separated I was from loving myself. And that brought up some real pain. It brought up some real rejection. It brought up some real hopelessness, a lot of despair. And so I knew I couldn't do it on my own. So ever since I was in my 20s, I started working with different therapists, counselors, healers, and every single one of those helped me get to the next step. And their love, their guidance was so valuable. But the real way that I started loving myself was there had to come that turning point where I started to believe those words for myself. And I'll never forget, I just got divinely inspired one day. And I was that person that was really good at confidence, but like underneath that confidence, it wasn't rooted in tons of self-love. Like I would push myself too hard. I would talk down to myself. I would get very angry with myself. I would let people treat me in ways that they should never have treated me. And so when I was going through this process of like, okay, there's a real problem here. Like I really don't love myself. I'm really good at being confident, but it's not rooted in self-love. And so I got divinely inspired. And I went up to 5 people that I knew who loved me dearly. And I asked them, what are the 5 things that you love most about me? Just write them out for me. And what I did was I took all of the things that they wrote and I made a list. On one side of the list, on the left side, I wrote all of the things that I felt about myself, that I believed about myself, that I spoke about myself. And then I compared it to what my friends were saying about me. And it was totally opposite. And what I had to do was I had to look at that list and say, that's wrong, and that's wrong, and that's not okay. And we're not going to keep talking to ourselves like this. In fact, these people are seeing me through the eyes of love, something that apparently I am incapable of doing for myself right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have some faith that what they are saying is right about me. And I'm going to choose to partner with what they are saying about me because that feels better. That feels more like love. And this other garbage that I'm feeling feels awful and it feels terrible and it keeps me feeling miserable and angry and sometimes sad and lonely. And I'm tired of living that way. This is not okay. And I think when it comes to self-love, that there has to come that turning point in our life, that time of renunciation where we say, this old way of how I am showing up for myself is no longer acceptable. It is not going to work for me. I am not going to keep playing this story out for me any longer. Enough is enough. And so I took their list and I would look at it every day, just like I'm telling you to listen to that connection meditation every day. I would look at their list every day. And I started looking for evidence in my life of where their words were true. And that is something I want to encourage you with. Maybe you only have one friend. Maybe you take my connection meditation and you take what your one friend says and you use the both to work for you. But something has to switch inside of you where you go, enough is enough. And I think sometimes just hearing another person's story, seeing their strong stance as you're witnessing, watching this video, goes, you know what? That did something inside of me. That locked something inside of me. That broke something inside of me, that this is no longer okay. I've got to change this. Because let me tell you something, people are going to disappoint you. Circumstances are not going to go the way that you want. When you're chasing your dreams, you're going to be met with challenges. People are going to say things about you and they don't even know you. They don't know anything about you. The only thing that is going to fill your cup when you feel like you are being pulled by the world is that access of love that is within yourself, because it is there. We're made from love. You have love on the inside. You may have some stories. You may have some weeds that need to be pulled out. You may have things that are just some old vines with thorns just growing in your heart that need to be removed. Whatever needs to be done. But underneath all of that hardness, sadness, aching, longing is love. It's inside of you, babe. It's there. You might have to start investigating. You might have to roll up your sleeves to look for it, but I promise you it's there. If you can look at the sky and smile, go, that's beautiful. That is love. That appreciation, that gratitude of recognizing beauty, giving beauty a voice. That's all from love. You have it inside of you. So let me tell you, if you're listening to this and it's encouraging you, it's inspiring you, get very serious about it. Don't take this for granted. Don't take it for lightly. Like, you are watching this video right now for a reason. You needed to hear this video. This right now, watching this video on YouTube or wherever you're watching it, could be the turning point of your life. Because there's no kind of peace, joy, freedom, and endless liberation that you can give to yourself like you can when you partner with loving yourself, tapping into that wellspring of love and life that is on the inside of you. Baby doll, you are loved. You are lovable. You matter. I don't know what in your life has happened that has told you otherwise. I'm sorry you've been through that. It wasn't fair. It wasn't right. Most of the stuff that people have done or said have been lies. It's been culture after culture, generation after generation, just taking hurt and just passing it on. But it can stop with you. So take this video to heart. Get that connection meditation. Listen to it for 30 days in the morning, at night. Allow love to be your anchor. Because let me tell you, life is going to come with storms and it's going to blow. The only thing at the end of the day that anchors us is love. Our love for ourselves, our love for one another. It's the real deal. It's a powerhouse and you can connect with it. I hope this video inspired you. If it touched you, tell me in the comment section. Share this with a friend and make sure that you subscribe to my channel. I love you and I can't wait to love on you more with my future videos. I'll see you real soon.